Welcome to Ever After, a Once Upon a Time podcast. Everyone, this is our final episode. We are leaving Storybrooke.
So this is going to be a wrap-up of the whole thing. We've done 148 episodes of Once Upon a Time, I believe.
Yes.
And then we also did the Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We've been doing this for almost half of my life.
Since you were 6.5, we started recording.
Yes.
And we wanted to finish things out, even though I know you that listen are going to say, what about those last 8 episodes?
We couldn't do it.
Here's the honest thing. It wasn't the same show anymore.
It wasn't.
And we tried. We really tried. And we didn't want to sit here and bash the show.
Right.
Because it doesn't deserve that. We had a lot of fun.
We wanted to leave happy. So we skipped to the finale. We watched the wrap up. We really loved the little retrospective at the end. Getting to see Henry when he was really little again and all of those little flashbacks. That was really special.
The uniting of the realms, not great, but you know what?
That's fine.
But it was still good.
Sure. I know they were trying to find a way to wrap this whole thing in a nice package. And making Regina the queen.
The good queen.
Yeah.
She got her redemption
Because before
story.
she was the evil queen, now she's the good queen.
So that was all great. But I agree. I think actually the best thing, the little retrospect when it showed the flashbacks was cool.
I loved that.
Yeah.
The very last thing of going through Storybrooke.
Yeah, that was cool.
Going through the town, showing Gold's pawn shop, showing Granny's, showing the police station. Like, it just kind of went through and showed all that. That was really great because all those images meant so much through this series. And this last season, being in Seattle, it didn't have any of that. Mm-hmm. Characters were different. And they made a valiant effort, even though we didn't connect with it as much. But that really brought it back full circle for me. Yeah,
because actually at the thing when they first showed up in Storybrooke, I didn't realize how thankful I was to finally be back there and how thankful I was for Storybrooke. And I was like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
Because before I didn't know any of the places in Hyperion Heights other than like the bar.
Right.
Yeah, and it didn't connect the same way.
It did not. We didn't connect with the characters the same way. The stories weren't strong. It was just not.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about.
But I'm really glad that we watched that last few minutes.
That was very special.
Yeah,
and I hope that other people listening enjoyed the end of the season. We didn't want to make it a negative thing.
So let's talk about what were some of our highlights from all these years.
From taking the whole thing as one big story.
From season 1 on, like what favorite plots, favorite characters.
Like the half-season plot thing.
Yeah, what do you think your favorite focus was?
One of mine was the whole Elsa Anna storyline.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Loved that one.
That was a really good season. Yeah. With the Snow Queen and all that. That was really good.
I have to go back to the first season when I always, just like with Harry Potter or anything, I love the introduction. I love
first discovering that world.
When you're discovering with everybody else. And I remember doing the podcast way back then and going and like sitting there trying to figure out, he's this. She's the evil queen. Oh my gosh. Okay. And that's Snow White. And
that was a lot of fun.
And like, we were wrong so many of the times.
I was just gonna say that because I go back and listen to the old ones and I'm like, we didn't know anything.
Yeah. But that was so fun. Like getting to just discover all of that for the first time. To me, that will always be a highlight of our, podcasting career and like our family, like, such a special memory of doing this with you guys, and you were so little.
I was, and actually, I just remembered...
And your little voice, like when we hear the
I was like,
from... Yeah, you were so cute.
And I just remembered when we first went through, and we did the first episode, for some reason it got put out of order, so we watched the second one, and we're like, it's really good, it makes no sense, though. And then we went back, and we're like,
we skipped one. Yeah. So, but to me, that was a blast. Like really getting to like those first, especially the first few episodes.
All
first
that discovery
like really
stuff.
Getting to go. Oh, wait, that's so like, and that was really.
Well,
really cool.
It was really fun because, like, when you go back and you look at what the show was in the beginning, and it was following this story with Emma and Henry, and, you know, long before it became these, like, half-season story arcs.
Right.
Yeah.
It was really, really great. But I don't want to come across that I didn't like it the way they did that, because I did.
Oh, I did too.
Oh, those were my favorites.
I think that the show, before it got stale, and I'm not saying, I mean, I'm saying that incorrectly. They made a preemptive strike before it would get stale. They said, they obviously were looking at it going, how do we keep this fresh? How do we make it interesting?
Yeah.
And they shifted to that half-season concept. And that was great.
It was. It worked really well. You can tell a much better story in a shorter number of episodes.
Yeah.
And so they were complete seasons.
Yes,
if you look at television now, they do it in, you know, a lot of these, like, Netflix shows, and that they're
8
12,
or 10,
13
13 episodes.
That's exactly what they were doing here. And that makes it so you can tell a better story.
Absolutely.
So I really enjoyed that. And it's funny, a lot of people that I talk to about the show will say, oh, I really loved the show. I stopped when they went to, you know, Neverland. I liked Neverland.
Was fun.
I thought there was a lot of cool stuff going on there. It was different, though. I think that's where it lost people. It wasn't necessarily about Emma
or Storybrooke anymore.
It was about this Peter Pan character that people didn't know, and I think that's where they lost people.
Yeah.
But I actually really thought that was cool. When I think back about the show, I think about that, you know, those moments like when they went to the Skull Island.
Right.
And they were inside of there, and you got tricked into finding out that Peter was a bad guy. And like, that to me was really clever.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the story itself of Once Upon a Time is really the story of Emma and Henry and Regina. And that...
So much Regina.
Yeah. And I think that's where they may have lost some people, because it wasn't necessarily in that season. But I think as an overall story, until you get to this last season, it continued to be interesting.
Yeah, it did.
You are right. I remember we didn't love season 6.
I don't remember. What was it?
It was the one where they battled Maleficent.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't love it.
It didn't, with Cruella and everything. Yeah. It
was
had
a little,
some flaws.
But it was better than this one, and it was still held very true to the storyline.
Yeah, we wouldn't have bailed.
Well, and think about, we didn't.
No.
But think about, like, some of the really cool things, like when August would turn to wood.
Oh, I love those.
Like, once again, that's
that
when
will
it was
always
great.
stay with me.
The
or Tiny.
The Mad Hatter back
then.
I
loved Tiny.
Great. Tiny was great. You know, they didn't... That's something where I think there was a fan disservice in the last moments of this. When they showed the wedding, all of those people should have been there.
Yeah.
They probably didn't have the budget to do all of that. They'd have to get everybody. But I wanted to see... Even Sebastian Stan, who's now, you know, famous for the Marvel movies and that, he should have been in there.
Right.
He should have been standing there. And as an actor, I mean, he probably would have been like, yeah, I'll go in for, it's a half a day. You guys are going to give me a gift bag and I'll make X amount. Okay.
Which one was it?
He was the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was the Mad Hatter.
Yeah. Oh, I loved him.
Totally shown up.
Yeah.
And you know what else? I would have also liked to see the cast from that Wonderland series
That would have
standing
been
there,
great.
because they made that canon to this show.
Yeah.
Even though there's 2 Alices, doesn't matter. They did that by having multi-worlds. But remember, we had a character we really liked on Wonderland was Will Scarlet.
Yes, and he came.
Oh.
And he came here.
Storybrooke.
And they kind of wasted him here. They didn't do very much.
And I remember
he was
when
great.
he was with Belle, I didn't like that as much. And
Yeah, I think they were trying to focus on Robin a little more, and that wasn't quite as interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of your favorite characters from all time, like from all the
I always
all
love
the
Emma.
seasons.
Hook,
Okay. Emma and
Regina.
Hook.
Regina's the best.
So you're a Captain Swan. You're all about Hook and
Oh,
Swan. Yeah, okay.
I also love August.
Yeah.
And every character. And
No, but you just pick a few.
No, if you had to pick who you think were the standout characters, I mean, for me, it's Regina and Gold.
I was going to say.
Made the whole show for me. I really liked Emma on the show, and I really liked Hook. Those are the standouts.
Hook was the only thing keeping us in this past season.
Yeah.
And then
and it
Regina.
wasn't enough. It got to be just too ridiculous.
And what's funny is, it wasn't, when he was on, even in those last couple episodes we tried, he was still extremely watchable.
He made the show for me. Like, he was the only thing.
The second he wasn't on screen, I'm like,
it's like, I can't do this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I did like the new Alice that was on there.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the way they
wrote her
incorporated it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Did you like Old Hook?
I
remember,
did.
like, Dumpy Hook? Yeah.
I really like Slovenly Hook.
Slovenly Hook.
Yeah.
And I did like, we didn't see what happened there if they did anything with New Hook and Old Hook at the end at the wedding. I didn't notice. But
yeah, they should. Well, they did.
Did they kill him? Didn't Old Hook die? I don't know.
No, Old Hook.
I don't know.
Old Hook became
Young Hook.
Yeah.
In that realm.
Yeah.
But who knows? Anyway, I really, even when he was Old Hook, I really enjoyed all of that.
Yeah.
And I liked, like, the dwarves were great, and, but you think about that first season when you had Dr. Hopper, and we're like, who is that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be Jimmy
And
Cricket.
Red, I loved Red.
Oh, I
Red
loved
was great. Yeah, there was a lot of really fun stuff.
Dr. Wayland.
Who were you going to say, Marth?
What?
Well, you said who were your favorite characters?
Yeah.
I named a bunch, but really it's those four are the reason.
For me,
They're
it's,
like
it's going to be,
overarching-
Regina is phenomenal. That Alana Parrilla is
amazing.
A fantastic actor. And clearly Rump. Hook is one of my very favorites.
August.
Hook was fairly consistent through the whole thing
glue.
In terms of like
he was the glue for me.
Yeah.
I
I loved when they went off and watched Netflix when they were in the woods and they're and Emma was like, let's watch Netflix later. He's like, what's that? She's like, okay, I'll show you.
I loved Snow's flashbacks. Those were some of my favorite flashbacks.
And when she showed
but
up
I
at
didn't
the
necessarily
end,
love her in Storybrooke, but I loved her as Snow when she was like hardcore.
You know who we haven't mentioned who actually deserves to be right there with Regina and Rump and Hook is Selena.
Selena's pretty fun.
Her. I love her.
She gave us a lot of laughs.
She gave us a lot, and actually, even at the end here, the way she played that character, where it was like, if you cross her, she just gets nasty in 1 second.
She has so much expression in her face, that actress, and she just, you just see it, and she's really, really good.
Like, as soon as she walked out of the car in those last moments, so she's like, "Oh yes, it's me."
Yeah,
she's
Selena,
all sweet, and then it's
the
like,
great and
wait a minute,
terrible.
you crossed me.
Yeah,
she's like, "Oh yes, it's me. Get your picture now." She's like, "What?"
I did love the effect on her, but when they did the Wizard of Oz season, when she would turn green, she'd start getting mad. You'd see the green coming up. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that the best relationship in the entire season is Hades and Zelena.
No,
that was the best.
That was a good
when
one.
when they listened to the one like, I want to watch the world, I want to set the world on fire together and sit in the car, and he created the evil Storybrooke for her.
I think, who would I ship the most?
It's got to be Hook and Emma.
I don't know, maybe.
Because
I really liked Hook and Neil. I mean, I really liked Emma and Neil.
Oh,
August.
I did too.
Come on, people.
The
entire time I thought August should be with Emma.
No.
Yeah, but Neil was amazing.
I
loved
loved
that guy.
Neil. And so to me, I shipped her and Neil, but I do like
so interesting.
Right, but they became so cheesy.
Yeah.
That last bit with the baby,
terrible.
I was like, I can't. Like, this is so late. Like when she came in with the diaper baby.
If she had still been with Neil, they would have done the same thing.
I know.
It would have,
but I'm just saying.
It was that. The relationship, though, I think Neil was the one we all wanted her with. When he was gone, Hook was such a. Honestly, if you watch the show, when Hook was introduced, I don't think he was meant to be
a love
interest.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so
either. I think he was supposed to be on as like a bad guy
but he just was too good.
He was so great.
Yeah. So then they're like, "Oh, but you're meant to be."
I did not ship. I'm one of the few that did not ship Belle and Rump.
I don't. No.
Yeah.
I did not. I thought they were. I didn't feel their chemistry. I thought they were a little icky together.
Yeah,
and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like
although
that.
he made me watch the show.
Oh, of course, but I didn't.
And whenever he'd go to Rump and he'd start doing that laugh, and you're just like...
I know. I'm just saying I was never one who shipped Rump and Bell.
Right. You weren't. You didn't care about the Rump Bell shipping.
No, I didn't like that. I didn't like them together.
Neil, Emma, or Emma Hook.
Yeah, and then
Captain Swan.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a fan of Regina Robin. No,
Regina was awesome.
Yeah.
And when she first found Robin, I was rooting for her big time. Just Robin didn't connect for me as much.
That's what I was going to say.
And then I didn't like Robin and Selena at all.
Okay, but that was awesome. That was one of the funnier, one of the better moments.
She's like,
when she finds out that her sister has been like,
and she's
trying
like,
to steal, like she got pregnant, like did the whole, like that was really
was great.
I loved that, and then how we're like, we never connected with Marion. We're like, we don't like her at all, and then we figured out that it was Selena.
Yeah, it was Selena.
And then we went into the other world. We're like, why is Marion so different?
Yeah,
and we're like,
that was awesome.
It wasn't really Marion the whole time.
I loved that. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's about. That's about all I have to say, I think. I don't know. Do you guys have other things that you want to talk about?
I know that one thing is I really enjoyed the fans that connected with us. Mm-hmm. It was fun to get those, messages or whatever, and people liking.
Yes, I loved that.
Talking about the show or talking about what they liked about what we were doing. Mm-hmm. For us, this was a big thing for our family. We've been doing this for 5 years.
This was our first family podcast.
Yes. It was, and then Cuckoo for Who was the one after
Doctor Who, but this was our first one, and Molly came to us and said, "I want to do Once Upon a Time."
Never seen an episode.
And Rob and I had never, I hadn't even heard of it, and then none of us had ever seen an episode, and so we watched this as a family, first time through. What you heard, all those episodes was
genuine. It was us
seeing it for the first time, and which is why we were wrong so much of it. But
most of it we were just like,
we're probably wrong even in this episode.
Oh, sure.
People are like, I don't remember Hook and Emma being together.
Right. But it was, this was very special. It will always have a very special place in our hearts.
Yes.
And we got to meet Grumpy and Granny in real life, the actors at Comic-Con. But this gave us a lot of really good memories. This will be very special for us. And it's just sad that this chapter is ending.
And I'll actually say something really interesting. Now, we haven't recorded this in a while because we just couldn't do it. But here's the interesting thing. Since the last recording, this show won Best Family Podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
So we are an award-winning podcast.
Yeah.
Fancy.
I mean, very strange that it took until we were pretty much done to win something.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of that. I think that
I
it
am
deserves
glad we
it.
stuck through.
I loved it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that we did this, and I look forward to what we do next.
Exactly.
I do too.
Now, we will continue with Cuckoo for Who. Mm-hmm. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, or even if you're not, you just kind of like the banter, we're going to finish out the last season of Doctor Who, and then we have a new season with a new Doctor coming up.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Those are only 13 episodes every year to year and a half, so it's not too
difficult. We also have a show called Binge Worthy, and you can hear the three of us on that quite a bit.
Also, we're going to be starting a new book podcast.
Yes.
I am not settled on the name yet, but there will be a book podcast coming out.
So this is a new Molly Southgate project.
This is a project for Molly.
And you'll hear us on there, so.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be all three of us, sometimes it'll be other people, but
I will always be on it, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Since I'm your favorite, you'll want to
So
I'm pretty sure I was the favorite.
I'm pretty sure I was.
Follow us on southgatemediagroup.com.
Yeah, you can see all our future projects.
On Facebook, or follow at SMG Pods on Twitter. We will tweet out about that. We'll also tweet from the Ever After Pod Twitter account, and we'll keep up with all of that stuff. Just it won't be quite as much, but we'll still be in there, so hang in there with us. And we're not done with podcasting by any stretch. We got a lot.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And if you're in the Chicago area, Molly is doing a play this winter called Winter Wolf, and she's the lead at Otherworld Theater, and you could come and see her.
It's a professional theater company.
She's been an actor for 3 years.
It's the only science fiction and fantasy theater in the world dedicated fully to that. And in their inaugural season, Molly, they wrote a show specifically around having Molly.
Yes.
And it is so good. So come see Winter Wolf at
you guys,
Otherworld Theater.
I hope you
This
guys
winter.
come, because it's going to be great, because we did the reading, and I love the script.
Yeah. So there you go. Is there anything else? We'll put a link in the show notes to Otherworld Theater so people can order tickets, because I'm telling you, you want to come to this.
Yes.
And there are 18 shows. So
18 shows.
At least. I think maybe 20.
I think there's 20.
So there are many opportunities if you're in the area and you want to see the other side of her.
Yes,
Yes.
if you
Not just hear
can,
her
please
voice.
come by, because it's great.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. Is that it? Anybody have anything else to say?
Oh, this is going to be sad. It's
I
our last time
know.
ending a show this way. Okay, let's do it.
So we're now going to leave Storybrooke.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
go.
Martha, Molly, thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you for asking us to be on it, Molly.
Thank you so much for doing it.
And let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends. I'm going to
Happily
cry.
ever after.
The end.